Alright, hello again. I have a very brief Blu-ray update for you, just these two titles today. I think we're going to start with this one, the long-awaited Evil Dead Steelbook. Here we have it. This is the 2013 remake by Fede Alvarez. Great remake in my opinion. I have seen this movie 4 times already and I've enjoyed it every single time. And I picked up on a lot of different details every time I watched the movie as well. We'll look at this flap here, some information about the special features and the movie. There we go. I normally don't hang on to these, but I figured I would show you this one before I get rid of it. A few somewhat promising special features, but there are no deleted scenes, and this is not an unrated or uncut edition. I know there are deleted scenes that they haven't mentioned because they were featured in the trailers and of course on the cover. This is in fact spoiler, this image here takes place after the movie has ended. So that must be a deleted scene even though they haven't mentioned it. Beautiful steelbook here, love it. The black and red really shines with sort of the gold detail here. Nothing is embossed, it's not glossy, it's just matte finish here, but still very nice. Have a look at the spine here. There we go. And this is probably the best thing of all. It's very dark right now, but there you go, we can almost make it out. Mia being grabbed by the demonic Mia right near the end. And this image of course mirrors the poster artwork for the original Evil Dead. I'll leave a link to all the details I managed to pick up, all the connections to the original trilogy. Pretty cool stuff actually. There are some very, very subtle nods to the original movies in this, and I think it's just a fantastic splatterfest. You know, I prefer the more serious, bloody horror films, and this is a very serious and very, very bloody horror film. Love all that crazy self-mutilation. Disc 1, you get the classic, which is featured briefly in the movie, and there we go, Mia again. And when we take these out, you have, again, slight spoiler perhaps, possessed Mia in the cellar. That's the artwork on the inside. Very cool stuff. So there you go, that's the double play steelbook edition of Evil Dead, exclusive to Savi.com. And here we go. I also picked up Oz the Great and Powerful from Disney. I heard a lot of people say they did not like this movie, but I thought it was excellent actually. I think this is a great prequel, directed by Sam Raimi, and if you've watched this movie and you've browsed around YouTube, then you probably know the video. I liked it better when it was called Army of Darkness, which is very true about this movie. It is basically Army of Darkness done again with a different cast, and it takes place in Oz. But still, I really enjoy this movie. Thought it was fantastic. Beautiful CGI visuals, really dark in some places, but overall it's really a great mixture of action, fantasy, and comedy. You can watch this with pretty much the whole family. Maybe the very youngest children shouldn't be watching this one, but I found it a great movie. Very funny, very touching, and it actually gets pretty dark in certain places. And I love the comedy. It's very similar to Army of Darkness, with James Franco sort of taking the place of Ash. It actually follows the movie almost precisely in certain places, which is funny. But I thought this was a great prequel to The Wizard of Oz overall. The only character they don't mention is, I believe, Dorothy herself, and you'll find no ruby slippers in this one. But I think that was, they didn't have the rights to use those. But otherwise, a very great film. I highly recommend this, and it looks fantastic and sounds fantastic on Blu-ray. It has a near-field audio mix, which is a little rare, but that just means it sounds even better if you have a small living room that you're listening in. Yeah, some pretty cool extras on this Blu-ray as well. Not a ton of extras, but there were some of them that were rather interesting. Walt Disney and the Road to Oz is interesting. You actually get to hear how Walt Disney tried to make an Oz adaptation throughout his entire lifetime. He did succeed with a cheap sort of television version, but he never saw a feature-length version brought to life during his lifetime. There's also an on-set video diary by James Franco himself, which is very interesting, where he interviews Sam Raimi and all the cast. Well, not all the cast, but the main cast anyway. And it's very, very interesting, especially the stuff you see with Mila Kunis. You also see some behind the scenes of the elaborate makeup effects process that Mila Kunis went through in this movie. And of course, her main makeup effects man was Howard Berger, who worked on basically all of Sam Raimi's movies and a lot of famous horror films, including Evil Dead 2. Okay, so that was my brief Blu-ray update for today. Hope you enjoy this one. I'm gonna be gone now for some time. I'm not quite sure when I'll be back. Might not be until late September or sometime in October, but I will have some very, very cool horror stuff to show you at that time. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.